Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 5. So every season of The Flash we have introductions as well as farewells to various characters, whether they be main focuses such as the villain or a character like Julian Albert, or even if they are smaller characters that are there for like a few episodes of the season, maybe towards the end or the middle somewhere, such as Tracy Brand or Patty Spivot or something like that. I know I really kept it Season 3 focus there with like Tracy Brand and Julian Albert for those like a couple of examples, but they were just like the first ones I could think of, so don't judge me there. But one character that both story-wise and just, well, presence-wise, who has been like up and down and in and out of the show has been Wally West, or otherwise known as Kid Flash on the show. And many have been wondering what is really going on with the character and what is the future of him in not only the Flash, but just the Arrowverse in general. Now to keep it short with a lead up as to what we are going to be going over in this video, we met Wally back in Season 2 when he was like the unknown son of Joe West and of course the sister of Iris West. And they changed their relationship in the comics from nephew and auntie to just being siblings. Season 2 was just the build up for Wally, like us getting, used to his traits, his personality, and, that he would be a good candidate to be a fellow hero on the show. But it was, of course, in Season 3 of The Flash that we saw Wally become this hero. First off, in Flashpoint was where we got a little taste of it. I'm sure people are still salty about the short length of Flashpoint on the show, but let's just move on from that. Now, Season 3 after Flashpoint was a big one for Wally. I've seen some argue that he was, for the most part of the season, the main character, which I sort of have to agree with. He was heavily connected to both Dr. Alchemy and Savitar due to, him being given the abilities from the Philosopher's Stone. Yeah, remember that thing? Calcified Speed Force energy or whatever it was. God, I'm getting a migraine even just thinking about that thing. Anyway, Wally was key to getting Savitar out of that Speed Force prison and him getting closer to his plan of potentially impaling Iris and continuing the cycle of Savitar. But Season 4 for Wally, this is where we hit a, well, bump in the road if you want to call it. And it wasn't Wally's fault or Keenan Lonsdale's fault, and Keenan Lonsdale is who plays Wally on the show if you did not know that. Obviously, at the end of Season 3, we saw Barry go into the Speed Force in order to stop it freaking out, which put Wally in the position of lead speedster in Central City, sort of making him the Flash. But when we jumped into Season 4, we skipped over all of Wally's journey of not being in Barry's shadow, and we got about, 10 to 15 minutes of Wally being the lead, and even then Cisco was right by his side all of that time. And then that is when Barry is brought out of the Speed Force. Shortly after this, we have Jesse breaking up with Wally, where he ends up going to Earth 2 for an episode to try and, sort that out. And then when he comes back, literally no one had noticed he was even gone. And honestly, I think I even mentioned this in my review for that episode. I didn't know, and I'm pretty sure most of the viewers hadn't noticed either that he was gone, which was a sign of Wally's place on the show in the eyes of not only the characters, but also the viewers. Wally basically gets triggered here, rightfully, he has the right to be triggered there. No one noticed he had gone, and he just leaves Central City to go hang out with some other people. We obviously do see Wally show up for the wedding of Barry and Iris. He performs off a pretty cool move where he catches those bullets, but then he is immediately downgraded and relegated to being Joe and Cecile's bodyguard.
There is none yet. Whoever attacked us knows who we are, so I think just get Joe and Cecile as far away as possible.
Oh, no way, man. I have to help out. Come on.
You're helping by keeping our family safe.
He's right. Until we know what these people want, nobody's safe.
When Wally is easily in the top 3 or 4 heroes in the Arrowverse in regards to his powers. He's a speedster. If Barry's number 1 or 2, surely Wally is 3 or 4. So yeah, that was stupid. I think we can all agree on that. So that was another example of Wally just being shafted. But this led on to him being picked up by Rip Hunter over on Legends of Tomorrow, which led to one of the best scenes we've had in the Arrowverse to date. But yeah, this all eventually leads to him getting aboard the Wave Rider and being a part of the journey to take down Mullis via a big, fluffy, squishy Elmo knockoff known as Bebo. And for those people that watch The Flash and don't watch Legends, that was Bebo. So if you've been hearing that name quite a lot, now you know. But during Wally's time on the Wave Rider, he does have an encounter with Jesse Quick, who is actually not Jesse Quick, but just the Death Witch, who was Sarah Lance with the Death Totem. Confusing stuff if you don't watch Legends, but it's just this person that was impersonating Jesse Quick. And this was a big moment for Wally as he was able to come clean with his secrets and stuff that was just buried deep down within him. Even though this wasn't the real Jesse, he was still able to be honest with himself. He was happy that Jesse broke up with him. He was able to go away, find himself, make new friends. But this, even like those centered around Jesse showing up, was still somewhat connected to his time on Team Flash and the boundaries that he faced back then, such as being in Barry's shadow. No one really trusting him also. That was a big thing for his character as well. But this leads on into the finale of this season of The Flash, where we, surprisingly, I wasn't expecting it, had Wally show up to the West household to celebrate the arrival of Joe and Cecile's daughter Jenna, and also, of course, Wally and Iris's half-sister. We saw Wally have a conversation with his father where he tells his father he was able to find what he needed to, and that he left Team Flash due to feeling that he was, always going to be in Barry's shadow, but being on the Wave Rider with all the legends, that was where he was able to just let himself be him, Wally be Wally, and just not be in Barry's shadow and not be Barry's sidekick. And that's one of the key things with Legends. Even though it is a team show and Sarah Lance is basically their leader, no one is a sidekick. Everyone is equal. And that is why Wally sees that as his home and current family, if you want to call it. But with this, what does this mean going forward with Wally? I know some of you most likely don't watch Legends, which is a shame as it was easily the best DC TV show last season in regards to the ones that are on the CW, so definitely go watch it now if you haven't. Well, in regards to that, I can't see Wally coming back to Team Flash next season as a regular. Sure, crossover time and maybe an episode here and there next season we could see Wally show up, but you would have to think that he will be a legend for the most part next season. Obviously, I think if the Flash does a Speedster villain, this could shake things up, but the producers have said there's no Speedster villain again next season, so that's what's making me swing for Wally just staying on the Legends. Now, some people have noted that Wally or Keenan Lonsdale aren't noted down on either the synopsis for Season 4, or even on the poster for Season 4 of Legends. While that is odd and true, I think that is mainly down to the show wanting to promote the other characters. Like, Wally is big enough. He, along with Constantine, are the biggest characters on the show right now in regards to, them being recognized in the Arrowverse. And I know that Constantine is on the poster as well as being in the synopsis, but he will be central to what they are dealing with in this upcoming season. So that is why they're doing it. Also, he's new to the show in regards to, being there consistently. The best way to look at Wally and his time with the Legends is almost like Wally in the comics and his time with the Titans or the Teen Titans, whichever one you want to, refer to. So that team he is on is where he truly does get to shine, but whenever he is really around Barry, he's always just going to be seen as that sidekick, and Barry's always going to have that time to shine, because you got to remember, Wally can't really be the out and out hero of the Flash because he's not the Flash. He's Kid Flash at this time. Barry is the Flash. So due to that, they have to make Barry always the one to figure everything out for the most part, or at least be the one to hammer the last nail in the coffin, if you want to call it. But will Wally ever return to the Flash as a main member? Personally, I would hope so, but when the timing is right. You got to time it correctly, don't just force it in. So when the threat is big enough that Wally isn't just doing, nothing for the majority of the season before teaming up with Barry every now and then to stop whatever is going on, that's the time to bring in Wally, when he's actually properly needed. Now, Keenan Lonsdale's contract is another thing. I'm not too sure what he is on at the moment, but his name is growing. His, reputation, if you want to call it, is growing after being in Love, Simon and stuff like that, and also his music career. And even though I'm sure he loves working on these shows, if he did get a better offer on another TV show, or most likely a movie, or even just with his musical career, like if he got a better offer, got to tour and stuff like that, he would most likely take that because that's his future, which is unfortunate for us, the viewers, because Wally is a cool character, but, it's for him personally, so good for him if he takes those offers. But the same could be said with Grant Gustin and his contract and his career. I know people want the show to be more comic accurate. Well, it would be accurate for Wally to take over the mantle and become the Flash. They sort of skipped over that stuff in Season 4, gave us a really crappy version of Wally taking over the mantle, maybe similar to what they did with Flashpoint. But I don't know, it just matters how long they want the Flash to go, because I can't see Grant Gustin maybe going past Season 7 of the Flash. So if they keep going past that season, maybe Wally could be brought into it or something like that. But that's something to talk about when we get to that point in the future. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like and to show support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions. Do you prefer Wally being on Legends, or do you prefer him being on the Flash? If you had to choose, not for next season, so not Season 5 of Flash or Season 4 of Legends, say we went to the next season, so Season 6 of Flash and Season 5 of Legends, which show would you rather see Wally on? Legends or Flash? Just let me know in the comments. And of course, if you have anything to add as well, let me know in the comment section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.